Hey peeps, welcome back to Snail TV. Obviously it rolls, obviously yeah, everything is all working, everything's supported by its own weight. Chassis is doing a good job, turbo is holding up, obviously just going to need to make manifold and whatnot, but everything's good. Started cutting and everything, yeah. Really happy with how it's actually looking right now, so that's pretty much how it will be. Obviously it's going to be extended a little bit more as well, but yeah, we'll get into a couple of things, yeah, and I'll cut to that now. Alright peeps, well, this is what we're up to at the moment. I've actually had a guy come over around today and he's restoring a 92 model. This model of motorbike was not ever meant to, yeah, it just wasn't, we weren't meant to pick up an exact model. Hey buddy. So the fact is that we sort of didn't know where we were going in the build, so yeah, 92, 93, doesn't matter what model, 2000, what doesn't actually matter what model we actually doing. So what we've actually come up with, we've actually changed up the front nose cone. So over on the floor, I'll just grab that in a second guys, is the indicators were massively on the side. I just never liked that anyway, so that was always going to get changed. And also obviously the front headlight and all that was going to get changed as well. And yeah, this is actually a 93 front nose cone. So what is actually happened is on the front here, you actually now have like a small teardrop indicator on each side. I really like that. That looks really, really nice. And also we obviously changed up a couple other things as well. So he got one of these as well. So this is a fiberglass front fairing. The other side is still plastic, but this one here is fiberglass. So it's a reproduction, of course. This is what obviously the Japanese do and whatnot. Just so then they can yeah, just produce them, well, mass produce them pretty much. So the actual factory ones are plastic. So that's a good thing though, because this is the right hand side. This is one that needs all the modifications, because this is where the turbocharger is, and we need to, yeah, sort of make something up around the turbocharger sort of thing. So this is, yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to try to cut this up and make something fit. So not sure exactly where we're going to go, so it's just going to be a bit of trial and error, and if it doesn't go right, we fiberglass it back guys. So that's just what unfortunately trial and error is. You stuff it up, you redo it. So yeah, I'll take this bottom piece off and we can actually start doing some cuts and see if we can get it behind there, behind the turbocharger there. And obviously we'll want these the top bits get bolted obviously to the top there. And because this is actually a different model, this top piece here, it actually is a little bit different on the top here, the way it goes in. So yeah, we've got to modify that to that suit, and then yeah, we will go from there. One real good thing though guys, is we actually got the tank on. I'll get you over in a second. We've just done a tiny little bit of bashing on the sides, right? No holes, nothing, no visible damage that you're gonna see. Obviously everything is going to be covered, and just a tiny bit underneath, just so then we could fit where the rocker cover is. No modifications everywhere else guys, no cutting at all like to the tank. And also we managed to still keep the standard fuel sender as well, so something we can wire up to the dash as well later on. We can still keep track of how much methanol is going to be in the tank. You guys know how quick that stuff runs. And yeah, so I've just quickly knocked up. I had to move the tank a couple of times in the center there. I moved this a couple of times, so you can see it was welded over on the side. This is just to try to make some sort of seat fix at this, like when I was doing it last night. Seat's not going to work, unfortunately. I don't like the look of it. It's an ugly seat. It needs to get retrimmed anyway. So yeah, it turns out that we're going to pretty much, this whole center, we're going to be fiberglassing. All right, and then fiberglassing onto the rear. So what we will be doing very soon when we finish up the air ride, because we need some sort of air tank and whatnot to get mounted at the back as well. What we're going to be doing is pretty much filling it up with expander foam and then shaping it to sit after we get the front fairings on and stuff, we'll shape it to sit like a proper seat. Then we will obviously glass over top of that, a few layers, obviously then layers on the inside as well. Gonna probably attach it to the rear, and yeah, we'll see if we can try to get it as like a one clip off thing. We'll see what we can do on this thing. And then what we will do is just get like a little tiny pad and stick that on the center there. I think that's going to be best because yeah, there's no other way. And just from the sitting, guys, I'll just sit on here now. All right, as you guys know, I'm a very small guy and I'm flat foot, so I like the whole feel of that. And yeah, everything else is cleared, so that's a good thing. All right. Another thing, guys, is we've done, as you can see right there, is we've done the exhaust. I'm going to be a bit of a tight ass, and because I've actually had a V-band welded on here, I'm going to pretty much do exactly the same with the exhaust. There's no point doing a V-band. It's such a small exhaust, and I think it's just going to keep rattling down. I'll have to do an exhaust stay as well, and I don't want to do that. A little less thing I have to do. So one other good thing, guys, is we will not have to be cutting the gearbox. That's a real plus. I know it's a four-wheel drive gearbox and I was going to cut it. That was just a commitment that I was on. Yeah, we do not need to cut it because it turns out obviously the turbo is that big. So that's a good thing, guys. So this is everything. It's all good news. Obviously it's just going to make that bike a little bit wider. But I'm cool with that because we know exactly what we're going to be going, what route we're going for. When I first started this build, I was thinking about just making it still look like the Honda CBR 1000. But it turns out that, yeah, with obviously a big GT47 turbocharger and a couple other things, that's not going to happen. So let's yeah, let's do these fairings now and let's see what we can get done. Alright guys, so enough about the bike just for a couple of moments. As I said, we will be getting the half a booster's frame back in the next week or so. I really want to just make sure we've got everything under control with that. Main thing is we actually got the wastegate in for the manifold. And yeah, we need to weld it up. So we can weld her up and we can start heat wrapping everything. So as you've seen on all my builds, I love to heat wrap everything. It does. I've actually personally think it actually looks better. I've years ago I used to have everything ceramic coated and whatnot, and yeah, I don't know, just personally think it actually makes it look better. There's so much colder than ceramic coating. Ceramic coating's still a lot of heat coming off of it. As soon as you wrap it, you can almost put your hand straight on it. It's just so much better. So yeah, I really like to not worry about 100% about the looks of everything else of the piping, as in TIG welding and all that and stuff like that. Easy just to quickly MIG it up, guys, as long as you use obviously the right wire. And also, yeah, and then just heat wrap the whole thing, and it just looks brand new. So yeah, let's quickly get this welded up now, guys, and then we'll have the wastegate ready to go on to the half a booster as well when we get the frame back, obviously. Yeah, we'll go from there. So alright, I've just cooled it down. Obviously you don't cool metal down when you need it for strength. Alright, but in this case we are just trying not to lose the bend. So yeah, we'll get it cleaned up. Put a little bit of black paint on there as well. I always like to keep it all painted, and then we can start heat wrapping. Alright, all cleaned up. I'm going to have a couple of questions why I'm doing it straight on the side. Reason for that is just to make it easier, but also not sure exactly how much this thing's going to spool up to make boost. I can't see it running, 30 pounds or so. We can, on the side there, it is pretty much going straight in line with the first two. You can almost see the whole collector coming out of that port. I know it's not exactly on that angle, guys, as you can see from the side, but as you can see, they pretty much go straight out there. So that's going to be quite a bit there to control boost. And it is a 45mm wastegate, so it's not a small, it's a medium size, and I think that should be plenty enough to let it breathe, control boost. Alright guys, first things first is heat wrapping, is fill up a bucket of water first. Alright, this stuff stretches, so you will need to bucket of water, put it into the water, let it soak for say 5-10 minutes or so, let it absorb all the water, and then when you're pulling it, you'll be putting it a lot tighter and you'll get a lot nicer wraps. You'll be able to stretch a little bit more, be able to maneuver a bit more, and then yeah, it'll just make your life easier. Don't forget, this stuff is fiberglass. It's very itchy. Don't worry about me, guys. I love fiberglass because I do it all the time, and yeah, I itch all the time anyway. So yeah, so straight into the water, let it soak for a couple of minutes, guys, and yeah, we'll go from there. Alright guys, so pretty much done the whole wrap now. So obviously you need to connect the 4 going into the 1. Make sure, just not ordinary cable ties, guys, that's what I use. I throw these out daily pretty much. They're pretty cheap, so just connect, and then right at the end, you pretty much try to connect either 1 and 2 together, or so and so. Just try to connect them all together. So just say you're using these metal cable ties. I know when you get the kit, you always get about 10 in a kit or so, and also now you can actually buy these metal cable ties, so that's a good thing. But to make it look better, you don't need to put them everywhere, and you just try to use them on the end. That's all I try to do anyway. So now on the end here, the last wrap, leave it like that, and I normally just use 2 just in case one fails, and you'll obviously know when one fails. And yeah, then we just cable tie it on, and obviously make sure you can fit the 2 on there, so have them yeah, coming off even. And then I just normally always grab it with a pair of pliers. And pull it on with the pliers, and it actually locks it. And then yeah, have another one here as well. Same thing guys, just pull it there, hold it, and I normally always cut the little end bit off there and bash it down, just so you don't cut your hand. Alright, because you're guaranteed to pretty much touch it in your engine bay. Okay. And then we have a fully wrapped manifold guys, so as I said, when you do that, you pretty much don't see one world. Alright, that's just how I like them. Okay, obviously you always have, you can do that. I've managed to do them before, just the little bits around the wastegates and that. But in this fact, guys, I'm not really worried. It's gonna get dirty as hell. This is a off-road vehicle, so yeah, it's gonna get pretty hectic. So yeah, and that's it. So as you can tell, we pretty much used not really much of the heat wrap as well. That wasn't even actually, that was probably about, I would say about 2-3 meters about. And yeah, I had some more offcuts there. I've used them, and I've had to unwrap a full roll and get a little bit out of that as well. So obviously guys, don't forget a couple of cable ties, the metal ones obviously are around the end. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching the video. I'm going to leave the video up on a small different scale. Obviously you guys have probably seen by a couple of other things that I've always been into car audio and a few things like that. So a good mate, James, actually messaged me saying that there was a sub for sale, and I went down today and picked it up. I am just absolutely amazed. This is, everyone, as all you guys probably have seen, I've always liked Fusion, the old stuff, not the new stuff. And yeah, so from years and years ago, I've always liked the Fusion stuff, so back when it was good. And this is one thing that I've never ever could be able to afford back in the day. This is the Jonah Lamu, or Lamu, whatever you want to pronounce it. He is a rugby player, and unfortunately he passed away. Yeah, he actually had his own brand of Fusion gear. This stuff was very, very expensive. I could never afford it as a young kid. But there was some awesome builds and stuff like that out there. I really want to do something with this. I'm not sure yet. I don't know if I wanted to put it in a tiny car, or yeah, or do actually like a display board or something like that. I really probably want to do like a display board, as I really want to build some sort of stereo in this workshop. But yeah, anyway, thanks very much to mate James for giving me the heads up of this sub. It actually turns out to be, this thing's pretty much brand new. Alright, so this is how they used to come back in the day, with its own carry case. And you can pretty much tell it's brand new because there's not a scratch on it. Alright, so these subs back in the day retailed for about $1,600, and that's why I couldn't afford them. Yeah, comes with obviously its own template. Obviously it had instructions, it probably doesn't have it here. It looks like it's been installed. There are tiny little scratches on. Comes with all the hex head screws. The rubber surroundings that normally get damaged are brand new. And the reason why I'm saying this thing is brand new is because you can smell it. It is just all, it's brand new. So I know when I smell a brand new speaker, and that's definitely brand new. Obviously, yeah, dual voice coil. This is a 12-inch sub, as you can see of it. And yeah, this is the stuff I could never afford back in the day. Got it for a steal. I'm not going to say how much I got it for because it's yeah, I felt like I ripped a person off, but that's yeah, that's a good news that I actually acquired that. So I really want to get a set of the speakers now, if I could find them. There is actually a set on eBay and also a couple amps. And that's it. I don't want to do anything massive. So yeah, I'm really thinking about doing just a small little fusion display board of the John Alamo stuff, because I don't know, I know it's a bit of a memory thing of that, something that I could never afford back in the day, and I totally forgot about this stuff because how expensive it was back in the day, and yeah, I just never could afford it. So yeah, and it turns out to be brand new. And there is actually, as I said to you, there's a couple of things on a couple of set of speakers and a couple of amps on eBay that I'm thinking about maybe purchasing, and they are actually brand new as well. I don't want to just get all brand new stuff because I just want it to look nice because I don't want them all scratched up, but funny enough, they are brand new. I just love this stuff. I love the sound of it as well. The subs are very deep, and yeah, everything, they're just awesome stuff. So yeah, as I said, he's a rugby player. He used to play back in the day. I don't know what happened. I don't know how he got the whole the Fusion Dual back in the day, or the stereo. Maybe one of you guys could let me know, but or Google it. But yeah, this is the dream stuff from back in the day that I used to like. So yeah, funny enough that it's come up and I've actually now acquired it. So I think that's what we was going to do. I was actually going to make a something decent, a stereo a workshop stereo in here, because I love loud music. And as I said, when I'm here after hours, there's no one here, so I can everything you can hear. You can see me. I'm loud as hell, so I can turn it up as loud as I want. But yeah, I think that would be pretty awesome. Let me know if you guys, any stereo guys out there, stereo gurus that love it, and let me know if you can remember this stuff, because this is my, I don't know, my dream stuff from back in the day. And yeah, so on that note, guys, thank you very much for liking and subscribing. If you haven't, please go do so. Keep ahead of this bad boy. Alright, so this build here is going pretty good. Got a few parts and pieces coming this week for it as well. But as I said, I really want to try to get this half a booster going. That has been the whole gist of the last couple of weeks. So this was just a sort of a end fill, just to get that up and running. But yeah, everything is looking pretty good. There have been a couple of small people saying about the layout of the engine, of what way it's going to torque over. I have explained that before in the videos, but we'll keep it. We won't talk about that any longer. Yeah, we'll let them decide of how it goes on when it is all finished. But I am really impressed with how it looks, and I'm really impressed with everything. So, couple more parts coming this week, guys. I've actually got the airbags coming, the air ride coming, sorry, this week as well for it. A few other things, so this thing is going to be pretty neat, and I won't have to have a jack underneath it. I'll make the sump to suit for the rear suspension, and yeah, I'm just absolutely loving it. So, and yeah, so on that, guys, thanks very much. Please go do so if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, and I will see you on the next video. See you, peeps.